Mariana Trafals, and I work for the Athens Institute for Education and Research, which is a World Association for Academics and Researchers. I'd like to welcome you to Andrews interview series, where we interview the participants which attend our many conference in Athens present their work. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Dr. Morgan Whiting, Professor and Department Chair at Regent University, USA. Hello, Dr. Whiting.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So I'd like to begin with asking you to give us a brief academic introduction of yourself.
Of course. My PhD is in urban studies, and currently I'm a professor in Virginia in the United States. And in that university, I run a program that prepares teachers for classrooms to teach children in public schools and in independent schools in America.
Mm-hmm. So this is your major current area of research?
Well, at the moment I'm focusing on different effects of culture in education, and particularly how different cultures bring strength to an organization, but also they bring with them challenges, and so those dynamics are some of the things that I'm researching at the moment.
So tell us a few words about your presentation at the conference.
Well, this afternoon, I haven't done it yet, this afternoon I'm going to be presenting on the program that I run at the university, and I'm focusing on some research I've been conducting to determine whether the teachers that come through the program are successful or not. Clearly, if they come through the program and pass everything, they are successful in the short term, but my research is determining whether 3 years later or 5 years later or 8 years later they are still being successful.
So in your opinion, what's the most ideal method of teacher preparation and why?
My program, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I say that because my program is online, and I think that's the way ahead for training teachers. The world is moving quickly, and people who want to get trained and prepared for a profession need to do it in their own time, not necessarily in the time of another organization. And so if they can be prepared online, they can work in evenings, they can work at night, they can work at weekends, and move through a program faster at their own pace. And I think that's what the world is looking for right now.
Okay. So how were you introduced to Athner, and what made you attend the conference?
Well, some colleagues of mine introduced me to Athner about 8 years ago, and I was fortunate to come to an Athner conference, I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I can't remember exactly. It's a very good conference because people come from all over the world and with different perspectives, and I learn, and I hope I'm able to give to the conference as well. So also, it's very well organized, and not all conferences are as well organized as this one.
Okay, so tell us a few words about the higher education system in the States, and what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages?
Well, the education in America is very complicated in some ways. In other ways, it's not complicated at all, but it is really affected by where children live. If they live in a relatively wealthy part of a city in America, the chances are that they will be going to a good school with a well-qualified teacher and with good resources. If they live in a very depressed urban area in a large city, then the reverse is the case, and they may not have such a good schooling. And so the trouble with that is the good children get the better education, and the less fortunate children get the less good education, so the gap can get bigger instead of getting smaller. And if you then introduce different groups of children and from different cultures and different ethnic backgrounds, then that's how the gap stays wider than everybody would like it to be. Everybody would like the gap to disappear, no gap, but at the moment there is still this gap. It's the same in many countries, but that's, I think, very true of America at the moment.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.